It's so powerful to see how my mom handled this situation. She's amazing, you know, and she's really, really strong.
How often do residential kidnappings happen here?
Very rare.
Yeah, not very often at all. Schanda Handley is at her home with her daughter, Isabella. Her friend came over just to come and visit with her.
We talked for about 5 or 10 minutes, and the doorbell rang. And so I went to the door, and it's these two men.
These two individuals essentially present themselves to be delivery men of some sort. Schanda sees them, says, look, I have a friend over, now is not a good time. She goes to close the door on them. They force themselves in with guns.
They started to scream, to get the F on the floor, and don't move. They handcuffed me in front like this.
I was just stunned. I saw that my mom and her friend were handcuffed.
I said, I have valuables, I have jewelry, I have cash, I have precious metals, I can get you money. Didn't interest them at all.
I said, come with me, and she went, and then they came back and asked me, and I said no, and they just accepted that and left.
They put her in the van.
I'm hooded. They hooded me as soon as I went into the van. It was a van that didn't have the windows in the back, and it was just a rubber mat without seats back there, and laid me on the floor.
And then they leave. These guys are heading out of town with Schanda Handley in the back of that van.
One of the guys sat on top of me, you know, so he stayed screaming at me. He had the gun to my head. I was trying to pay attention to where we were. I could feel when we picked up speed that we had made a turn. I was like, oh no, my heart sunk. I was like, we're on an interstate or something. And the guy stripped me. They threatened to assault me sexually. He put a pill in my mouth, and he gave me another. I said, what are you giving me? And he said, don't worry about that. And so I guess I started to maybe drift a little, and I started praying.
So this particular day, I got out of work. As I was traveling, there was a wreck on the interstate. I got stopped behind a white van. I could kind of see the driver of the van was starting to get nervous in the mirror. He was looking at me. He decided to get into the shoulder and speed off. It didn't sit right with me, so I got in behind him. I put my emergency lights, sirens on.
Then I hear sirens, and I was like, yeah, okay, thank you, God.
This is where the vehicle exited. It's a dead end onto a dirt road, which had been mud because it just rained. Their van got stuck. That's when they exited the vehicle and kept running.
The siren stopped, and I just sunk again. And I was like, what happened? Did I imagine the sirens? What's going on? And I'm full of anxiety.
When you approach the van, you've got your gun drawn?
Yes, sir. I opened the rear door of the van, and in the van, what I thought was a mannequin moved. It scared me, it startled me, so I jumped back and I shut the door. I said, oh my God, things aren't always what they seem.